Okay, so as I was saying that it has to be greater than a certain value, which is max. Okay, it has to be greater than max. Now, if it is greater than max, then what happens? Then we just write, then it does something. What is it? Then your okay, so then your value for max now becomes, now since you have crossed a value which is greater than max, so now we reassign max to be, see, what did we actually assign max as? 0. Now we can assign max to be b. Okay, and this continues forever. Okay, like not forever, till the whole loop is not um, ending. Okay, all right. Okay, okay, so next up would be um, max. Okay, so this is for if, if statement. Yeah, this is an if statement. So now over here, we are done with one if statement. We will run another if statement over here, that if, remember, we are not supposed to put else if. This is one if statement. It ends here. Okay, now we'll be running another if statement, which is for the, okay, so which is for the minimum. Okay, now here's something that we need to understand, that b less than minimum. If b is less than minimum, then what do? We will simply write that, then again, if something is less than minimum value was 0 or maybe 100, okay, whatever it is. Let's say the minimum is 100. Now something is less than 100, let's say 50. Now 50 is your next number. So now minimum is 50. Now let's say after a while, let's say the next number was 54, 55, then one number was 6. Okay, 6. Now 6 is less than 50. Now 6 becomes minimum. So every single time this occurs, we will just write minimum is equal to, now if b is less than minimum, then we just write b is less than, or minimum is equal to b, whatever the value is. Okay, and we end our loop over here, remember that. Okay, we will end our loop over here. We end the if else condition over here. Okay, and if. Okay, so what have we done here? Maximum and minimum. Okay, now the important part is, let's say we want to take, or we want to add up all the numbers. Okay, so remember we took a number called total, or we took a variable called total, so we will assign each values to total. Okay, so basically that is, Okay, so we are done over here, and let's say we are now doing what? We will just add up all the numbers. So adding up is really easy. We just use total. Okay, total, and total would be equal to what? Total previously was 0. Now every single time, I hope everybody remembers that if we have the same variable on the left hand side and on the right hand side, then what do? Left hand side is the new value, right? It's the new value. Right hand side is the old value. It's the old value. Old value means total was 0 at first, but now it is 0. Now we will just add total with b. So let's say the b, first b is 54. Okay, then we add 54 plus 0, it becomes 54. Okay, now total's new value is 54. Now again the loop runs for the second iteration. It takes your second value was 6. So now 54 plus 6 is equal to 60. Now let's say your next value is 120. So you take 120. 120 is the new value for for B, and for total it's 160. So 120 plus 60 is equal to 180. Okay. Now, what do we do next? We have finalized the value for total, right? We just have everything fixed. Now we're going to take something that we're going to calculate the average. Now remember, average is an one-time value. Okay, it is an one-time value. What is meant by one-time value? Means you don't calculate average every single instance, right? Let's say there are 5 people in your class, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, how do you calculate the average? You take all their grades first, sum them up. Okay, let's say first grade, first one is 20, second one is 30, 40. So you keep asking the grades and you plus them, add them. So 20 plus 30 is 50, 50 plus, let's say 20, 70, 70 plus 30, 30 plus 50, it's 150 in total. So you're adding them, you added them every single instance. So that is a loop that goes in an iteration, but what does not go in an iteration is the average. So after you get 150, now you divide 150 with 5 just once. So we end the loop over here. Remember, we started a for loop, we just end the loop. And how do we end the loop? How do we show that we have ended the loop? Let's actually try to see. Remember, we started the loop over here. So anytime you just put, anytime you align it with 4 over here, see, this is the alignment for 4. If you just write it over here, then what does it become? It becomes as such that you are going out of the loop. Okay, if you're aligning it with the 4 like this, then this means that it ends the loop. We are not continuing the loop. All right, so we are ending the loop now. Now let's say we take another variable, which is average avg. Avg would be equal to what? What what would it be equal to? Or we can use this one. That is the value of total, the entire total value. So total divided by this value a. How many times did we iterate? Done. And at the very end, since we are done with our pseudocode, we just end it like this. That's how we do it. Okay, so this was the whole thing. This was the whole pseudocode thing for minimum and maximum. I hope you understand. If you don't, then let me know. Okay, all right, so let's say we are done with this. So I'll be using another one. Yeah. I'll be explaining another part now, the format checks or the validation checks. Okay. Okay, so here we are with a new one. I'll just explain this one here. Let us format check.